Beloved soul, there is something stirring in the unseen. There is a movement around you that has been set into motion long before you even knew you were ready. The heavens have not forgotten you. Your prayers have not been lost in the winds. Your silent cries in the night, your whispered hopes when no one else could hear, they have all been gathered, woven into a divine tapestry that is now beginning to reveal its beauty. Today is not an ordinary day, and you are not encountering these words by chance. The winds of change are whispering your name, chosen one. The invisible hand of grace is reaching toward you, ready to pull you into a season so breathtaking that you will look back and weep with gratitude. I know it has felt endless. I know there have been moments you questioned if you had been overlooked, forgotten in the chaos of a noisy world, but you were never forgotten. You were hidden, protected, prepared, positioned, not to be punished, but to be preserved. For a time such as this, there have been delays that made no sense, doors that slammed shut so hard it left you stunned, relationships that crumbled without warning, opportunities that evaporated before your eyes. And you wondered, what did I do wrong? But heaven's silence was never rejection. It was orchestration. Every no was a not yet. Every ending was a new beginning, being born behind the veil. Every loss was a realignment to what your soul truly needed, not just what your mind wanted. You have been walking through a sacred recalibration, a shedding of what could not stay, a clearing of what could not carry the weight of where you are destined to go. And though the process has been painful, beloved, it has not been pointless. You have been prepared to receive what could not be entrusted to you until now. You had to be strengthened, you had to be refined, you had to be stretched beyond the borders of your comfort into the vast, limitless expanse of your true calling. And now, you are standing at the threshold. There is a portal opening before you, shimmering with the light of answered prayers and fulfilled promises. There is a shift in the atmosphere, an unseen current pulling you into alignment with miracles that have been circling your life, waiting for your readiness. You are ready now. Even if your heart still trembles, even if your mind still questions, even if your steps still falter, the readiness required was never about perfection, it was about surrender. And beloved, you have surrendered. You have laid down your timelines. You have released your need for control. You have opened your hands, even when it hurt to let go. And heaven has seen it all. Your surrender has been your yes to the greater plan. Your endurance has been your declaration of trust. Your brokenness has been the soil where blessings now take root. Do not let the stillness fool you. Do not let the lingering silence convince you nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, entire worlds are shifting on your behalf. Angels are moving, aligning circumstances, touching hearts, clearing pathways. Spirit guides are whispering wisdom into your dreams, nudging you toward divine appointments. The Creator's hand is weaving together a season so full of light, so bursting with abundance, that it will redeem every tear you have cried. The blessings approaching your life are not random. They have been custom designed for your soul's needs. They have been tailor-made to heal what broke, restore what was lost, and elevate what was planted deep within you. You are not stepping into a season of mere survival. You are stepping into a season of soaring, where provision will meet you before the need arises, where opportunities will seek you out instead of you striving to create them, where favor will flood your life like a river breaking through a dam. And it begins now, not months from now, not years down the road. Now, the shift has already been initiated. The doors are already swinging open. The whispers of heaven are already thundering your name across the ethers, and the only thing required of you in this sacred moment is to believe. To believe that after all the waiting, after all the pressing, after all the breaking, you are worthy of receiving. To believe that it is not too late, that you have not missed it, that you are not disqualified. Chosen one, if you could only see What has been prepared for you behind the veil, your heart would leap with a joy too vast for words. You would understand why the battle was so fierce. You would see why the path was so narrow. You would grasp why the pruning was so painful, because the fruit you're about to bear is not ordinary. The light you're about to carry is not common. You were never meant to fit into shallow spaces. You were created to inhabit wide, wild expanses of destiny. And so, the preparation had to match the magnitude of the mission. Now, breathe, exhale the old, inhale the new. Release the timelines, the deadlines, the expectations that weigh you down. Open yourself to the unexpected ways the divine will choose to move. Be willing to be surprised. Be willing to be astonished. Be willing to be radically blessed beyond what you dared to ask for. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of the most extraordinary chapter yet. A chapter filled with restoration, where what was broken is mended stronger than before. A chapter overflowing with love, where the loneliness of the past is swallowed up by connections so sacred they feel like coming home. A chapter rich with purpose, where every pain you endured becomes the platform for the healing of others. Chosen one, your time has come, your heart has been heard, your faith has been honored, your spirit has been seen, and now the heavens are opening, the blessings are descending, the healing is rushing in like a tide that cannot be turned back. Prepare yourself, prepare your heart, prepare your life, because nothing will remain as it was. Everything is about to change, and it will be glorious. Beloved soul, I know there were moments you questioned everything, moments where the silence around you felt deafening, moments where every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every unfulfilled dream whispered lies to your heart. You are forgotten. You are not worthy. Maybe it's just not meant for you. But hear me now. Those were lies. Every delay you endured was never a denial. It was a divine preparation for a blessing so great, so precise, so intricately designed for you that rushing into it would have destroyed its beauty. Preparation for a life so expansive that your soul needed to be fortified to hold its magnitude. Preparation for relationships so sacred, opportunities so aligned, destinies so glorious that your spirit needed time to be molded, shaped, and strengthened to receive them well. Heaven never said no to your dreams. Heaven said, "Wait, beloved, let me prepare you properly, because the blessing without preparation becomes a burden, and the miracle before maturity can become a missed opportunity." Your silent seasons were sacred classrooms. You were learning patience, not the kind that merely endures, but the kind that trusts. You were learning faith, not the kind that demands instant gratification, but the kind that clings to hope in the face of apparent hopelessness. You were learning surrender, not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of wisdom. You were being strengthened in ways you didn't even realize. Every tear watered the soil of your future harvest. Every unanswered prayer built a deeper reservoir of trust. Every seemingly wasted moment was weaving strength into the fiber of your spirit. Because what you are called to carry is weighty. It's not lightweight favor. It's not temporary blessing. It's legacy. It's destiny. It's a ripple effect that will touch lives you haven't even met yet. And so, you had to be prepared. Not because you were unworthy, but because you are so deeply worthy. The delay was a cocoon, not a coffin. It was the sacred space where your wings were forming, your vision was sharpening, your heart was stretching to contain more love, more wisdom, more light than you thought possible. Chosen one, you haven't been wasting time. You have been growing roots, roots that will anchor you when the winds of favor blow fiercely, roots that will sustain you when the platforms rise higher than you ever imagined, roots that will keep you grounded when blessings flood in like a river after a long drought, because what is coming will not be small. It will not be subtle. It will be the kind of breakthrough that causes others to stop and marvel at the faithfulness of the divine. And you will walk into it with quiet confidence, not boastful, not entitled, but with the steady knowing of someone who trusted the process long before they saw the promise. Beloved, you are standing at the edge of fulfilled prophecies. The dreams you thought were dead are about to breathe again. The hopes you buried in grief are about to sprout with fresh life. The prayers you whispered with your last thread of strength are about to be answered in ways you couldn't have orchestrated if you tried. And when it happens, when the doors open so wide you barely have time to catch your breath, when the alignments click so perfectly you can only laugh in awe, when the blessings flow so freely it feels like a dream, you will know every delay had a purpose. Every waiting season was a womb, not a tomb, and you were never forgotten. You were being perfected because the blessing prepared is a blessing preserved. You see, heaven cares more about your longevity than your momentary satisfaction. It cares more about your soul's wholeness than your ego's pride. It cares more about your eternal impact than your temporary emotions. And so while you were mourning what you thought you lost, heaven was fortifying what you were about to gain. The no's were divine detours. The delays were divine defenses. The silence was divine strategy. Nothing was wasted, not one tear, not one night, not one lonely road. All of it was working together to position you precisely for what is now at the door. And now, it is your time. Time to step into the blessings without apology. Time to receive without resistance. Time to walk in the fullness of what has been promised to you. Chosen one, prepare yourself. Prepare your heart to expand beyond old limitations. Prepare your mind to embrace favor without fear. Prepare your spirit to soar without shame, because the heavens are declaring over you. The wait is over. The tide is turning. The winds are shifting. The portals are opening. And all that has been held back is about to be released with interest. You are not stepping into a season of compensation. You are stepping into a season of overflow of love, overflow of provision, overflow of opportunities, overflow of healing. Everything the enemy tried to steal is being returned sevenfold. Everything the delays tried to discourage is being revived with divine acceleration. This is your time, chosen one. The delay was never denial. It was the careful, loving hands of the divine shaping you into someone capable of holding the magnitude of what's coming. And now you are ready, even if your heart still trembles, even if your knees still shake, even if you step forward with tears in your eyes, you are ready, because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision, and heaven has already decided you are worthy, you are able, you are anointed for such a time as this. So breathe deeply. Step boldly, receive fully, because what's coming is not just for your blessing, it's for the blessing of every life your story will touch, and the story is just beginning. Beloved, you have carried pain longer than you realized. You have walked with invisible wounds, smiled through silent battles, and carried the weight of what no one else could see. But today, hear this truth written across the heavens. The healing you didn't even know how to ask for has already begun. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it reflected in the mirror. You may not sense the shifting winds just yet. But beneath the surface, beneath the noise, beneath the fear, there is movement, there is restoration, there is divine intervention already at work within you. You have not been abandoned to figure it out alone. The same hands that created the stars have been cradling your broken pieces, even while you slept. The same breath that spoke galaxies into existence has been breathing new life into the places you thought were dead. You are not as alone as your loneliness tried to convince you. You are not as broken as your grief tried to claim. You are not as forgotten as your silence made you fear. You have been seen, you have been known, you have been held, And even now, healing rivers are beginning to flow through your soul. They are gentle but unstoppable, quiet but powerful, washing away the residue of past betrayals, softening the hardened places that once shielded you from further hurt, restoring the dreams you buried under the rubble of disappointment. You are healing. Not because you earned it, not because you proved yourself worthy enough, not because you figured out the perfect prayer or the perfect posture. You are healing because love himself has declared, it is time for the brokenness to be mended, time for the shame to be lifted, time for the burdens to be released. You thought you would have to fight for your healing, but healing is fighting for you. You thought you would have to claw your way back into wholeness, but wholeness is already reaching out its hand. This is not a battle you have to win. This is a victory already written, with your name on it. Beloved, the places where you were wounded the deepest will become the places where the light shines the brightest. The scars you thought made you less will become the marks that prove your overcoming. The tears you thought were wasted will become the rivers that water new gardens within you. The nights you thought would never end are already being pierced by the rising of a new dawn, because the divine never abandons what it begins, and healing is part of the promise. Not temporary relief, not surface-level fixes, but deep, bone-level, soul-deep, eternity-marked healing. Healing that touches memories you locked away. Healing that soothes aches you stopped speaking about. Healing that restores dreams you were too tired to believe in anymore. And it is happening. It is happening now. Even in the moments where nothing looks different, even in the moments where you still feel weary, even in the moments where hope feels risky, the shift is happening, because the divine doesn't need your feelings to move. The divine moves because it is faithful, and your heart is sacred enough to be restored without condition. You don't have to figure out how. You don't have to map the journey. You don't have to understand every step. You only have to be willing to believe that healing is real and that it has come for you. Be willing to believe that just because it took longer than you thought doesn't mean it isn't happening now. Be willing to believe that just because the pain lasted longer than you wanted doesn't mean the healing won't come faster than you expect. Be willing to believe that you are not too far gone, not too damaged, not too late. Beloved, healing is not a reward for being good enough. Healing is a gift because you are loved enough, and you are. More loved than you have dared to believe, more cherished than your mind can comprehend, more seen than your heart has ever felt. And this love, this relentless, ceaseless, limitless love, is the river that is carrying you into wholeness. No striving, no struggling, no earning, only surrender. Surrender to the possibility that life can be good again. Surrender to the hope that your heart can be soft again. Surrender to the truth that you can trust again, not because people are perfect, but because the divine within you is faithful. You are being restored, beloved, piece by piece, moment by moment, breath by breath. You are not who you were when you entered the valley. You are wiser now, stronger now, softer now, in the ways that matter most. And as the healing deepens, you will begin to notice the changes. The way fear no longer grabs your throat so easily. The way shame no longer dictates your decisions. The way hope slips back into your chest without asking for permission. You will find yourself laughing again. Real, soul-deep laughter that surprises even you. You will find yourself dreaming again. Dreams. So wild and beautiful they make your heart ache with joy. You will find yourself loving again. With a heart so full and fearless, it will feel like breathing. And when you do, remember this. The healing you now live in was once the miracle you prayed for when all you could do was weep. The restoration you now carry was once the dream you didn't dare to speak aloud. And it came. It came because love never fails. It came because you were never forgotten. It came because even in your silence, even in your weakness, even in your despair, you remained held, and you always will be. So breathe deep. Lift your head. Open your hands. Healing has found you, wholeness has claimed you, blessing has prepared a place for you, and beloved, the best is still unfolding. Beloved soul, there is something moving on your behalf right now, something sacred, something unstoppable. While you have been waiting, hoping, sometimes doubting, heaven has not been still. While you have wrestled with timelines and whispered questions into the night, divine hands have been weaving miracles into your future. You have not been waiting in vain. You have been waiting in preparation for what is already being set in motion, the blessing you have longed for, the breakthrough you have wept for, the healing you have stretched your heart to believe for. It is not a distant hope. It is a present reality, unfolding even now in dimensions you cannot yet see. The signs will soon follow. The confirmations will soon arrive. The doors will soon swing open so wide you will marvel at the faithfulness of it all. But do not make the mistake of believing that just because you cannot yet see it, nothing is happening. Faith works in the unseen. Miracles begin underground. Breakthroughs start in the hidden places. Seeds sprout long before they pierce the surface. And right now, chosen one, your seeds have sprouted. Your harvest has begun. You will not have to force what is meant for you. You will not have to chase what has been divinely assigned to you. It is already moving toward you with a momentum you could never create in your own strength. Heaven is orchestrating alignments that no human hand could arrange. Hearts are being prepared to meet you at just the right time. Paths are being cleared of obstacles you didn't even know stood in the way. And your only task now is to remain open. Open to the unexpected. Open to the unimaginable. Open to the overwhelming goodness that is not coming as a reward for striving, but as a fulfillment of promise. Because you are not striving your way into blessing, you are surrendering your way into alignment. You are stepping into the current that has been carrying you all along, even when you thought you were drifting. Beloved, I know the waiting has not been easy. There were nights you questioned your own worth. There were days you wondered if you had somehow missed the turn, the sign, the moment. There were seasons where silence screamed louder than any confirmation. But what you thought was stagnation was actually sacred stillness. The kind of stillness that allows roots to deepen. The kind of stillness that sharpens discernment. The kind of stillness that forges a strength within you that circumstances cannot steal. You are stronger now, wiser now. Softer in the places that needed softening. Sharper in the places that needed fortifying. And because of that, you are ready to carry the weight of the blessing without crumbling under it. You are ready to steward the favor without losing yourself in it. You are ready to walk through open doors without fear, without apology, without hesitation. Because you know now, the blessing is not who you are. It is simply the evidence of who you have always been. Beloved, you have not been forgotten. You have been fashioned. You have not been rejected. You have been redirected. You have not been punished. You have been positioned, and now the positioning is complete. The pieces are aligned, the timing is right, the way is made. You are standing in the doorway of answered prayers, and soon, very soon, you will step fully into the fulfillment of promises, whispered over your life long before you took your first breath. You will look around in awe and realize every tear mattered. Every delay was divine. Every disappointment was a doorway disguised. And you will marvel not just at the blessing itself, but at the beauty of who you became in the waiting. Because the real blessing was never just the external breakthrough. It was the internal resurrection, the awakening of your true self, the reclaiming of your divine identity, the remembering of your unshakable worth. You are the blessing in motion. You are the miracle unfolding. You are the living evidence that the divine keeps every promise, honors every prayer, and redeems every broken place. So breathe, beloved. Breathe in the certainty that you are not behind. Breathe in the truth that you are not disqualified. Breathe in the overwhelming, undeserved, unstoppable goodness that is rushing toward you even now. And prepare. Prepare not with panic, but with peace. Prepare not with striving, but with surrender. Prepare not with fear, but with fierce expectancy. Because what is coming will exceed your prayers. It will outrun your hopes. It will eclipse your wildest dreams. You will not just be blessed, you will be a blessing. You will not just receive breakthrough, you will carry breakthrough to others. You will not just survive this transition, you will thrive in ways you never imagined possible. The blessing is not a maybe, it is a certainty. It has already been spoken. It has already been sealed. It has already been set into motion, and it has your name written across it in letters no storm can erase. So stand firm, beloved. Stand expectant. Stand surrendered. Because what you have been waiting for is not coming. It is already here, and nothing can stop it now. Beloved one, the time of random wandering is coming to an end. The season where you felt like you were drifting, unseen, untouched by favor. It is closing even now, like the final page of a long and painful chapter. What opens before you is not just a door, it is an entire passageway flooded with light, bursting with alignments, appointments, miracles designed just for you. You are stepping into a flow you didn't create. You are being ushered into a river of blessing that has been moving towards you for longer than you knew. It is divine orchestration at its highest form, and beloved, you are ready. The people you need to meet, the ones who will recognize you without needing an explanation, the ones who have been prepared just as much as you have, they are already being drawn to your frequency. They are already being positioned in your path. Conversations you never could have planned are being written in the heavens. Opportunities you never could have manufactured are forming right now in rooms where your name is being spoken with honor. The alignments are not random. The meetings are not coincidental. The blessings are not accidents. Every step you take now will lead you into intersections filled with divine fingerprints, because your life is about to overflow with divine appointments and miracles. The kind of encounters that feel like breathing again after years underwater. The kind of favor that feels so specific, so personal, you will know instantly. It was never coincidence. It was the Creator's hand. And the beautiful truth is, you don't have to strive to make it happen. Your only job now is to stay open, to stay expectant, to stay surrendered, because miracles flow most freely through hearts that are willing to believe before they see. You have done the deep work. You have survived the wilderness seasons. You have kept your heart open even when disappointment tried to harden it. And now you are ripe for miracles. Not because you figured everything out, not because you prayed the perfect prayer, but because you stayed. You stayed when walking away seemed easier. You stayed when faith felt foolish. You stayed when hope seemed risky. And heaven honors endurance. Heaven rewards resilience. Heaven pours out overflowing blessings on those who refuse to let go, even when their hands tremble. Beloved, your overflow is closer than your fear suggests. It is stronger than your doubt believes. It is faster than your mind expects. You will wake up and realize the shift happened not because you fought harder, but because you aligned deeper. The favor found you not because you chased it, but because you surrendered to the flow. Miracles are magnetic to surrendered hearts, and your heart is a magnet now, a beacon to the blessings ordained for you. Watch how connections find you effortlessly. Watch how opportunities recognize you without force. Watch how healing flows into places you thought would never know wholeness again. This is not a trickle. It is a flood of goodness that will sweep away the residue of past disappointments, a flood of favor that will uproot the lies that told you it was too late. You were too broken. You had missed your moment. None of that was ever true. You are right on time. You are perfectly aligned. You are divinely positioned, and the heavens are smiling upon you now. You will see it in small signs first, whispers of change, glimmers of grace, unexpected encouragements that make your heart lift. Then the ripples will grow, the encounters will become undeniable. The breakthroughs will multiply beyond your imagination because the floodgates are open and your life is about to be drenched in divine orchestration. You will walk into rooms you didn't even know you qualified for. You will hear yeses in places where the door once seemed permanently shut. You will witness dreams unfold that you had placed gently on dusty shelves years ago. Nothing has been forgotten, not a single tear, not a single prayer, not a single desire planted in your spirit by divine design. It's all alive, it's all growing, it's all finding you, and you are finally ready to receive it all, without guilt, without apology, without shrinking back into the shadows of unworthiness. You have been prepared for such a time as this. So lift your head, chosen one, lift your heart, lift your hands, because what is about to pour into your life will leave you speechless with gratitude. And the beauty is, this is only the beginning. The miracles you see now are just the first fruits. There is more healing, more provision, more connection, more joy, because the nature of the divine is not scarcity. It is abundance, it is overflow, it is the cup running over, the net breaking with fish, the table prepared in the presence of your enemies. And beloved, your table is ready, your net is full, your cup is about to spill over. You will not just be blessed, you will become a blessing carrier. You will not just survive, you will thrive and cause others to thrive by the very overflow that touched you first. Because that is what miracles do. They multiply, they ripple outward, touching lives you may never even meet directly. You are stepping into a season where your very presence will shift atmospheres. Your very voice will break chains. Your very hope will ignite others who had given up. And it all begins now, not in some distant future, not after you reach some mythical level of perfection. Now, today, the blessings are in motion, the miracles are in the air, the divine appointments are already racing toward you. Prepare to be overwhelmed in the best, most beautiful way, because your life is about to overflow with divine appointments and miracles that will leave no doubt you were chosen, you were prepared, and now you are being launched. Beloved, every step you took in faith, every tear you cried unseen, every whispered prayer in the darkness, it was never forgotten. You are not just someone who survived the waiting. You are the living proof that heaven keeps its promises. The battles you thought would break you only revealed your unbreakable spirit. The delays you thought would destroy your hope only deepened your roots. The silence you feared meant abandonment was really the sound of preparation. Now, beloved, look around. The shift is already here. Doors are opening where walls once stood. Paths are clearing that once seemed impossible. Blessings are pouring in like a river long held back. And none of this is random. It is the fulfillment of every promise spoken over you before time began. It is the reward of your endurance, your surrender, your faith. You did not miss your moment. You were not forgotten. You are right on time, because the divine never abandons a work in progress. The divine finishes what it starts, with glory, with abundance, with breathtaking beauty. You are standing in answered prayers. You are walking in fulfilled prophecies. You are breathing in the atmosphere of miracles. Not because you forced it, not because you earned it, but because love was always faithful. The healing you longed for has found you. The favor you waited for is embracing you. The dreams you thought were dead are rising with new life. You, beloved, are the evidence, the proof, the living testimony that heaven listens, that heaven remembers, that heaven delivers. And this is only the beginning. The blessings you now see are the first waves of a greater tide. There is more love, more healing, more overflow. Because the heart of heaven is never scarcity. It is abundance without end. So lift your head, stand tall, move forward without apology. You were made for this, prepared for this, anointed for this. And now you are being revealed. You are the living proof that every promise whispered in the quiet was real, that every hope carried in the dark was not in vain, that every dream planted by faith is about to blossom in the light. Walk boldly, chosen one, because nothing will ever be the same again, and it will be far more beautiful than you ever dared to imagine.